Dr. Parmjit Parmar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to speak on the Human Rights Amendment Bill's second reading. Mr. Speaker, as the saying goes, we are all different, we are all individuals. We all face issues and problems that are unique to us, and the government is doing everything possible to address these issues for everyone, old and young. One overlying issue that our communities face is equal opportunities and resources for disabled people. And government is taking various initiatives to address that area. But, Mr. Speaker, there is a lot more that needs to be done. Actually, I'm really stunned to hear that contributor who just spoke. He believes that this is about eroding Human Rights Commission. This is not about that. This bill, the Human Rights Amendment Bill, makes changes to the structure and function of the Human Rights Commission. And the Human Rights Commission is an independent Crown entity, and it will remain an independent Crown entity. But we need this legislation to bring this function of disabled people's right into the Human Rights Commission. The bill is in line with National Party's focus on delivering better public services. And this bill is to amend Human Rights Act 1993. And this is to enable establishment of a full-time commissioner that will be dedicated to disability rights. And the commissioner will have that full-time responsibility for disability rights. And the creation of this role requires an amendment of the Act, because currently the Act enables a commission have only two leadership roles, that is in race relations and equal employment opportunities. And the current Act does not allow creation of another leadership role in other areas, including disability rights. The bill also enables making changes to the role and structure of the Commission to strengthen its function. And the structure will be changed to permit only full-time commissioners. So there will be a transition period, as there are some part-time commissioners currently within the Human Rights Commission. If we look at the structure of the Commission, we have three full-time commissioners. There is one chief commissioner and two specialized commissioners, and we have up to 5 part-time commissioners. All these positions will be changed to full-time, with minimum number of commissioners going to be 4, maximum number of commissioners going to be 5. And 4 will be, there will be 1 for chief commissioner, and then there will be 3 commissioners dedicated to these 3 specialized leadership roles, that is race relations, equal employment opportunity, and disability rights. This restructuring also enables changing titles of these commissioners. So this is just changing the title of those commissioners. So the Race Relations Commissioner and Equal Employment Opportunity Commissioners, they will be called Human Rights Commissioners. And so the question arises, as I heard that reason given, is that by changing the title of these commissioners, there is this perception that there will be a compromise done to their role. That is not true. The bill is to legislate that there must be a commissioner appointed to lead the work in each of these priority areas. And this is very clear in this bill. Mr. Speaker, New Zealand endorsed the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities on 25th September 2008. Article 33 of the Convention requires states to maintain, strengthen, designate, or establish within the state party a framework, including one or more independent mechanisms, as appropriate to promote, protect, and monitor implementation of the present convention. So to implement these requirements, the bill is to amend Human Rights Commission, which has been given a broad role to promote and protect and perform the role under this convention. To deliver this role efficiently and address disability rights, a full-time commissioner is required, and that's why this amendment is required in this Act. And if we look at primary functions of the Commission, and these functions include to advocate and promote respect for and understanding and appreciation of human rights in New Zealand society, and to encourage the maintenance and development of harmonious relations between individuals and among the diverse groups in New Zealand society, to be an advocate for human rights and to promote and protect by education and publicity, respect for and observance of human rights, to encourage and coordinate programs and activities in the field of human rights, to make public statements in relation to any matter affecting human rights. So looking at these functions, a Human Rights Commission is the right entity to deliver for disability rights. And Mr. Speaker, as I said, that there is this perception that removal of these titles is actually going to compromise these leadership roles. The fact is that the change of title is not going to affect or impact in any way negatively on the Commission's leadership role in protecting and promoting race relations and equal employment opportunities. The responsible commissioner in each area will be the face and point of contact for these areas. So these changes are to make a real difference in the lives of disabled people. These changes will actually strengthen the performance of the Commission in these three leadership roles, and it also gives that flexibility to respond to emerging human rights issues. And disability can be caused because of various reasons, and there are different types of disabilities, and there is quite a bit for us to learn to see how we can respond and address those issues. Both long-term and short-term disabilities needs to be addressed. And we need to make sure that equal opportunities are provided to disabled too. And national government is committed to help our disabled people understand their life, understand challenges that come with it. We need to make sure that people with disability are heard, and we need to also structure our services to be able to provide for their needs. This bill is about providing that special focus for disabled people, so issues around equality can be heard and addressed. The amendment will enable rights of disabled protected. And where possible, depending on disability, it is important that the rights of education and employment are also taken care of. This is depending on the kind of disability that the person suffers from. We know that it is against the law to discriminate against anyone, but still there is a lot of work that needs to be done. And there needs to be a very special focus which we want to bring through this amendment in the Act. And disabled New Zealanders should have the same rights as any other person in our society, because they are also an important part of our societies. And it's a fact that many disabled people do not take part in numerous activities, as many activities they would like to. Disability can come to individuals at any time, but there is some correlation with age. With aging, the chances of disability increases, and disability can also be a result of another illness. And sometimes there are cases with more than one type of disability. And so disability leaves people with less choices in life and poor access to services. We also know that Human Rights Commission receives numerous complaints about discrimination on the grounds of disability. And living with disability is not easy. So it is important that we make sure we provide all that is identified to support disabled people. And national government is working hard to get disabled people into work, and also to provide other kind of help that is needed to help them to live independent life. And the government, through the Ministry of Social Development, is conducting a trial to assist disabled people and people with health conditions into work. And employers actually are critical in providing disabled people this opportunity to get into workforce. And this is all about removing those barriers for disabled people, ensuring that they are able to live good life like all other New Zealanders. And the great news is that we have seen some improvement in the employment of disabled people, with 61% of disabled people aged 15 to 64 working in paid jobs in 2013. The employment rate of all disabled adults, including those aged over 64, was 45% in 2013, up slightly from 40% in 2001. So disabled people want to have a job, they want to support their family, they want to have normal life. So in summary, Mr. Speaker, this bill, the Human Rights Bill, is about protecting rights of disabled people by restructuring the Human Rights Commission to deliver for disabled people, along with race relations and equal employment opportunities area. This will also help the Commission to be in a better position to respond to emerging human rights issues. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the bill. Thank you.
Lewis, a wall.